Before we get started, I wanted to know if you could settle a debate with me that I'm having with my friend.
Go on.
Because I know that you're a gamer. I know that you like God of War.
Go on.
God of War or God of War Ragnarok? Which is better?
Woof. Ragnarok.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
Storyline. Wow.
I agree.
Good place to start this.
Ollie, welcome to the Play Fight podcast. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Congratulations on Moana 2. I've had the soundtrack on repeat in my brain ever since I watched it. We will get to that momentarily, I'm sure. But I wanted to start with this. There's a line early on in the film where Moana says it's different this time. And the response that she gets is, you were too young to know what you had to lose and what you had to learn.
Yeah.
If that holds true for you, what have you learned in the interim that served you well on Moana 2?
Wow. What a great question. I feel really grateful to come back from Moana 2. I was so young starting off in this project. It's been 10 years for me. I just turned 24. And I suppose I've learned that that it's important to go beyond the reef. I grew up on the big island of Hawaii, and, it's called Big Island. I thought our island was big. Not true. It's actually a really small island in the middle of the sea. And going towards things that scare me are also important for growth. And I could have only learned that starting off with Moana. Moana was spooky, of entering this industry, of traveling, of talking to so many new people, and I've only grown since then.
Yeah, I love that. I think sometimes there's a misconception about voice acting and that it's just coming in, doing the booth, like recording lines. It's not that. You guys are you're very physical in the booth. And I wanted to know, what is the most animated that you were recording a particular scene in this movie?
Oh, boy. I mean, I am pretty animated in real life, I have to admit, but there are so many things that you have to record. First, for our first film, I was like 15, so my voice was up here and everything was so exciting. And that's the joy of voice acting also, is that 3 years have passed in between our first film and our second film, and thankfully the animators and our directors and producers allowed me to keep my voice, which is now in a lower, more buttery range, but it's true that there are so many different records. Like, there are grunts of falling up the stairs, ooh, and falling down the stairs, and getting punched, and punching, like, all these need to be captured by the mic, and that's not including running. And perhaps, for instance, in our first film, there are a lot of, like, things done in threes where the ocean is taking Moana and, like, plopping her on a canoe. Woo! Like, all of that needs to be captured, and we do so many because we also don't have any animation to go off of. So we do hundreds of different sound effects, and then they choose in the edit what they need. So it's really fun, I have to admit, but you have to get into character and realize that you're going to look and sound funny, and that's part of the process.
That's amazing. I got just a mini performance there, so thank you so much. What's the difference between, what notes are directors giving you when you're voice acting versus live action? Is there anything that you found particularly memorable or helpful?
Oh, I appreciate the question. For voice acting, it depends also if you are in a film or in a television series. Television series tend to go a little quicker, and they're more interested, if you're, for instance, doing Disney, in wacky, wild takes that animators will have fun, like, playing up. But for live action and such, the humor, the intentions are a lot more nuanced, and there's a lot more, I think, a lot more directorial paintbrush strokes that go into that. It's equally as much the director's vision as much as it is your background on the character. Whereas for Moana specifically, I feel like she and I are like this. And so a lot of times, unless it is saying, okay, and now let's do something completely different and do a completely dry take as opposed to it being funny. Like, I know enough of the storyline to give a baseline of where we want the story to go, but they're just very different mediums. So it's nice to be challenged by either or.
I love that. There's a line in the film, perfection is a myth, which struck me because I'm a perfectionist. So in the moment, I'm like, you're not wrong, but
but you're also not right.
I'm still striving for that perfection. Are you thinking about that at all as you perform? Do you relate to that line in any way?
I relate to that phrase, perfection is a myth, especially in this era of social media. I am young enough to have grown up and not known a time where social media wasn't part of my life. So in that sense, perfection is absolutely a myth. One of my favorite quotes that my mom says all the time is, it takes a lot of effort to make something look effortless. And I give a lot of props to my team. My team is rolling like 8 people deep. You know what I mean? Like one person's on hair, one person's on face, another person's on wardrobe. Like it takes a lot of effort behind the scenes that a lot of us aren't aware of. But I think it's also human nature. And perhaps for those of us in a field where it is so forward presenting, to want to put your best foot forward and learn from past mistakes and then do a little bit better and become a little bit better. And that process, I think, is us striving for what we think is perfection, but really it's just striving to get better.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good take. Can you be my therapist? This is good. I'm absorbing all of this. One question I love asking singers such as yourself is whether or how you distinguish between your singing voice and Moana's singing voice. Are you able to pinpoint exactly what the difference is? And if so, what is it?
Great question. It has a lot to do with vowel work. My voice, again, sits deeper in my chest. Disney singing is actually, and I'll transition my voice. If this is my voice now, this is actually a little bit more where Moana sits because it's more through the nose. You can understand what I'm saying, and it's also about the T's and the D's and understanding every word that I'm saying, as opposed to, for instance, a pop star where you're like, this song rocks. What are they saying? Those are some differences of storytelling itself. But then I'm also in cabaret I play Sally Bowles in cabaret. So singing with a British accent where all the vowels are in the back of the throat has been really interesting because it just is a different person. And I have had, in a really strange way, almost like a schizophrenic feeling of like, oh wait, who am I again? Especially as I've been doing both press for this and cabaret at the same time, finding my voice when I'm completely off has been a little weird.
This is just amazing, by the way. If I could get an acting masterclass, getting different accents.
These questions are so
incredible.
Fun.
Oh, thank you so much. I thought we could end on a fun one because Moana is a recruiter in this film at one point. So I wanted to ask, if you were going on a voyage, on a mission, who out of the people that you've worked with would you want to be on your crew? And there's 4 roster spots, or 6 if you count the animals. So if you want to do that, absolutely be my guest.
My goodness gracious. Well, worked with, I'm going to just put in a really broad sense.
Okay.
So we've worked with Nainoa Thompson, who is from the Polynesian Voyaging Society. That is an incredible organization that truly brought wayfinding as we know it from Disney or navigation by the stars back into real life. Like the Hokulea is a voyaging canoe that went on their Moana Nui Akea, which is a circumnavigation of the Pacific using only the instruments that were afforded to ancient Polynesians. So I would bring a master navigator for sure.
This is good.
I would probably bring. I've never met Chef Ramsay, so he has to stay back. But I would want to bring a chef of some sort. I'd want to bring my best friend, Lauren, who technically I've worked with because she helps me take all of my photos and make my TikToks. I'm not good at those.
Neither am I. Can I borrow your friend?
It's too hard. Who else? I love John Leguizamo, who I worked with on The Power. He's also someone who I think would keep the energy up. He's so funny, and that would be necessary on long voyages. And then, I don't know, you seem like a nice guy. You want to come on the boat?
Yes, I made the crew. This is totally not a thing to try and get me on the crew, but I will absolutely take it.
Perfect.
Fantastic. What a great note to end on. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the film again.
Thanks a bunch. That was an excellent interview.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.